back to Yeti Speaks React. I'm Yeti Speaks, and today I'm going to do a review for Bob Hart's episode 1 and 2, second one, which of course aired yesterday night on September 30th. Now, you guys remember that when I did the trailer reaction for this sitcom on CBS, executive produced by Chuck Lorre, I wanted to tell you guys that I was going to watch it, and I was really interested in seeing this because of the perspective of having a Nigerian immigrant family on the show. And so when I do my reviews for this show, because I'm going to try as much as possible to watch it every episode, watch every episode as it goes on, so I can give you my own authentic review of the show and how authentic it is to the real life immigrant lifestyle of a Nigerian. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to give you a step by step of what happened. I will tell you what I liked about the show. I'll tell you who was funny. I will tell you if it actually relates to what's going on in the world right now regarding being in America, and if you just get on it. So, first episode of Bob Abishola basically was the two characters. Bob, of course, is a compressed socks that is, and he's having a heart attack. He ends up at the emergency. When he wakes up, he sees this angel lady, played by Folake Olowofoyeku. He instantly falls for her. Of course, Folake is very beautiful. She's a beautiful girl. And she's a true Nigerian, of course, who's living in America, in Detroit, because Detroit is the setting for the show. And so after she takes care of him and everything, especially there's a part in the movie in the beginning when he meets her and he wants to use the bathroom. And I don't know, people always say this, I don't know, I'm not a guy, I can't really tell. But sometimes if somebody's singing or if something is going on and a man cannot pee, if something like a singing a song is going on, they will pee. And she does the same thing she does for her son for him, and he pees. But apart from that, they have a conversation. How he loves the way she calls his name. He's fascinated by her, and he falls for her immediately. And after he leaves the hospital, he comes back to look for her again, try to speak to her, because I guess during the first time they met each other, they were talking about socks, and he was explaining to her how her socks were not the right socks, and he was, pitching. It seemed like he was pitching his socks, but he was going to have a conversation with Folake because he really, really liked her. But he came back to the hospital looking for Folake, and I believe that was a day off, and he bribes one of her co-workers who tells him where she lives, and he goes there, gives her the socks, tries to talk to her again. She closes the door, and that's when we meet Folake's family, Aunt Olu and Uncle Tunde. Of course, we all have Aunt Olu and Uncle Tunde in all our families. And of course, she has a son called Dele. And the premise is that her husband left America 8 years ago and went back to Nigeria because in Nigeria he's a civil engineer and he has a good job. But when he came to the United States, he was not able to get a job in his field. He had to take a low job, and he didn't want to do that. So he went back to Nigeria. And that is a story that is very, very familiar for many, many Nigerian men that come here with great education, a lot of experience in professional jobs, and are not able to get jobs like that when they come here. They're relegated to being Uber drivers or regular taxi drivers or be the security guard. And many of them are disillusioned by it, but because they want to earn the dollar, some of them will stick with it, and others will go back to Nigeria trying to, live within their means in our country, in Nigeria. But basically, when he comes to the house to be her, she is welcoming at first, but then when she tells him that it's an off day, she closes his door in his face and all that stuff. And Auntie Olu and Uncle Tina are asking her who the guy is and whatever, trying to figure out why the guy is at a door, and she explains to them, of course, how he likes her because she took care of him and because she calls him Bob instead of Bob. And it's just a cute little scene with the whole Nigerian family about, how when a white man knocks on your door, you have to be worried because you don't know what's going on and you really didn't expect them to be knocking on your door. It's so cute, That doesn't always happen, but it's cute that comic relief was put in there. And there's also a part there, which is a very, very familiar part, where Dele, her son, gets into trouble in school. And this is something that every Nigerian parent, especially kids that were born from Nigeria and brought to the United States and were not born here, or Nigerian kids who have different names than regular names, how they are bullied, how they are looked as the other as opposed to just being black, and how they feel like they're being discriminated against because even though they are black, they're not per se African Americans, they are Africans. And so on this part of the show, A black boy calls her son Jungle something. I can't remember what it was, Jungle something. And her peace loving boy, who's going to be a doctor in the future, punches him in the face. And so, of course, she's called to the office, the principal's office, because they want to suspend him and find out what happened. And when it's explained to to Abishola what happened, she of course is upset about it, like any person will be upset about, like any Nigerian parent will be upset because this is something that happens um, on a regular basis with our kids in school. Although my kid was born in America and has never actually been to Nigeria, so and she also has an English name, so she hasn't really gone through that, except for regular bullies, of course, which we've already dealt with, her father and I. But coming back to the story, you could tell through that part of the story how ignorant the parent of the boy who called her boy Jungle something is being, like figuring out that, well, just because she called it, my son called your son this, doesn't mean that your son should punch my son in the mouth. And Abishola tells her, well, you call me that, and you see what I'll do to you. And at that point, the principal cannot even say anything anymore because she could tell that this is all the black boy's fault. And she's the Abishola Carter is telling the other mother, where's your son going to be? My son's going to be a doctor. And those are such situations that is not always spoken about, especially when we confront people who bully our kids in school. But it's something that is known that we expect our kids, and when I say we, I'm referring to Nigerian Americans, because I consider myself to be a Nigerian American. Even though I was born in the United States, I was taken back to Nigeria when I was 4, and I came back at 18 for college. So I consider myself to be a Nigerian American because even though I was born here, my parents are Nigerians, and they came here to have me and to go to school. And so that whole experience in that show is something that many Nigerian parents are scared of happening to their kids in school because they don't know, especially when your kids have different names, not like a Bob name or like a Jane name or like a Shamika name. But when your kids have names like my name, Yetunde, or names like Yewande, or names like Adekunle or Tunde, those are all different names, and those are the things that would make other people bully your kids in school. But that whole thing was really cute. Of course, there's a lot of laughter filler with Bob's family. In my opinion, not because I'm being partial, I think um, Abishola's family is probably more funnier than Bob's family because Bob's family is funny. It's something that everybody sees on a regular basis. But Abishola's family is funny and it's something new, and so that's why people are loving it. So that's basically what happened in the first episode. Bob tries to talk to Abishola. Abishola shuts her down. Oh, there's one point that I forgot to tell you, and that is a big comic relief, which is Abishola's friend Kemi, who is also, of course, one of the creators of the show, Gina Bayesheri. Um, she's fantastic in her role as Kemi. Of course, she's telling Abishola that you need to hook this one because you're not getting any younger. You need to get married and whatever. But that whole thing is so cute and I liked it. And the first episode was not extremely funny, but it was funny enough where it got me interested to watch the second episode. And now talking about the second episode of Bob Hearts Abishola, which aired yesterday on CBS, I thought the second episode was fantastic. It was much funnier than the first episode because this is where the courtship of Bob and Bob and Abishola starts. Because in our culture, and when I say our culture, I mean in Nigerian culture, especially the Yoruba culture, which is the culture that Abishola is in the show. She's Yoruba, based, and I can tell that based on her name and the name of her aunt and her uncle and her son. They're all Yoruba names. And so in our culture, even if we meet a guy that we like and we fall in love, we still have to make sure that this person that we fall in love with comes from a good family, is somebody that's going to be compatible in our family, is somebody that is going to be integrated in our family without any problems, and somebody that your parents are going to love because your parents want to make sure after spending so much money on your school and making sure you grew up to be a decent professional person in the world, they want to make sure that you're going to be taken care of. And when I say taken care of, I don't mean that you're going to be a gold digger, but they don't want you to have to suffer in your husband's house. And so in this episode, Abishola's parents try to figure out more about Bob, and they stalk him, try to go to his office to see where he works, what car he drives, and all that stuff. It's a really cute situation. They're just trying to make sure that whoever is going to be dating their niece, Abishola, is somebody that's well-to-do and who's going to add to her life, not take out of her life. I mean, when I mean add to her life, I mean her quality of life right now. And the whole thing is just really, really cute and funny. He finds out that they're actually stalking him. He finds out who they are. He goes there to go beat them. When he went there, the whole cute thing is happening whereby they're trying to deny that they're actually following him, and you can tell that they're lying, of course. And then Abishola comes in with her son, and she has a talk with with her family, and they decide, okay, date this guy. Let's see what he's all about. And meanwhile, the uncle and aunt are still trying to figure out if this person is good enough. They actually even stalked him to his own house to make sure his house was good, trying to figure out how they're going to be living there with Abishola when she actually marries him, trying to thinking about how they're going to be building gardens in front of his house instead of, trees of tomatoes instead of gardens. It was just really, really cute. So basically, so far so good. I'll tell you guys this. 2 episodes in, I really, really like this show. I think it's a fantastic. Well, I won't say fantastic because I can't really determine it's fantastic, but I can see the makings of a very, very good show. I love Billy Gardell. I didn't watch Mike and Molly, you know, because I'm not. I won't lie to you. I don't watch CBS on a regular basis. I only watch CBS when I watch my soap operas. But I'm liking this show so far, and I think I'm going to like it more. And I'm happy that it's coming from a different experience because it's not something that you normally see on a regular basis on TV, and I just love that part, the different part of it. I think the supporting characters are just fantastic. I also want to I also want to say something though that I think this show is good coming right now based on what's going on in the country. But I also believe that this show will not happen without actresses like Lupita Nyong'o, who made it admissible and possible and and agreeable for actresses like Folake Olowofoyeku to be mainstream in American TV. So I like this show. I hope it continues to be good. Chuck Lorre is right behind it, and I have high hopes for this show. And for you, those of you who have done watching it, you guys, if you're in Nigeria and you haven't had a chance to watch it, you should either try to see if you can get a box from choicetv.com to see if you can watch all American TV shows, or you can subscribe to CBS All Access and you can watch this show. It's a very, very good show, and I'm pretty sure you will like it because I think they're going from it from a very, very sweet, innocent, and cautious kind of way. So that's just my review of Bob Hearts Abishola episode 1 and 2. I'll be sure to bring you more reviews as the show goes along. I'm happy about it. I love it, and I think so far it's 2 thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think about my review. Let me know if you agree with me if you watch the show. And if you haven't watched the show, you should try to watch it because it's a pretty good show. It's different because it's not a show that's just about laughs. It's a show about a story about two people, despite their backgrounds, falling in love, the courtship and everything, and the families being in between. That's just my review. Let me know what you guys think. And that's basically it. I'm Yeti Speaks. This is my review of episode 1 and 2 for Bob Hearts Abishola. Till next time, guys. Bye bye.